What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're going to help build an offshore wind farm in the North Sea, north of Amsterdam. And to do that, we will be transporting construction workers from here in the Netherlands to multiple platforms around the construction site with the offshore variant of the Airbus H145. All right, well, everything looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and hop into the front right seats. There we go. All right, let's get going. All right, engines on. We are clear for takeoff. Let's add some power. Here we go. Just a little bit by a little. See the torque rising up. We're getting light. All right, now we're hovering. Now we're hovering, and we are up. I'm gonna point the nose forward and get us away from the helipad. You can see the weather's also clearing up pretty nicely. We are going to make a right turn here and head to the northwest. And watch out for these buildings, of course. It is kind of windy out here, it seems. There we go. Beautiful airport here in Rotterdam. Honestly, I hadn't been out here very often until I got the Aerosoft landmarks, offshore landmarks DLC installed. This is one of the really good airports to fly out of. If you want to fly from an airport, you could also spawn in on the helipads themselves if you choose, but I kind of like to fly out to the area, so that's what we're doing today. We are still a little less than 10 minutes away from our construction site. You can already see there are ships everywhere. One thing that the Aerosoft offshore landmarks does, it really populates the seas with tons of ships. Now, only in the North Sea. This is not a global ship add-on. It's only going to be the North Sea, north of Amsterdam, east of Great Britain. But you can see off in the distance, there's just like all these ships over there. I believe that's what you call an anchor area, where a lot of ships will stop and wait to continue their journey or to go into docks. But yeah, there's so many. There's actually a platform right there as well, and it really populates them. It even looks pretty cool from 36,000 feet. I did a flight just the other day. And I flew over the English Channel, which there's also ships populated there as well, and I saw a bunch of ships in there. All of the real world shipping routes and ferry routes are actually included in this DLC, the Aerosoft offshore landmarks. And let's look at that, man. It brings the water to life. I mean, there's nothing out here. There's no scenery. You can see where we are now. As if I look back, you probably can't even see the land anymore. But as you get out here to sea, you just see so much activity. Now, all of these ships are not moving, all right? So the Aerosoft landmarks, or I should say offshore landmarks, they're not moving ships. These ships are all static because of technical reasons, but which is fine because you can land on any of them. They're all collidable. So there's another something over there. I think that's a oil rig construction thing or something. There's all different types of ships as well. Oil barges. There's just so much. Yeah, look at that off far right. You can see it's like some kind of oil platform or something. Not really exactly sure what that is. You can see the cranes are actually animating. Very nice detail. And even farther in the distance, you can see some container ships. Different just types of ships that are cruising along around there. And they may seem close, but the draw distance on these ships is ridiculous. I mean, It may look close, but even if I went to slew mode, it would take us a decent amount of time to get my aircraft all the way over there. And if I fly down to that ship right there, it'd probably take us, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. So let's keep rotating around, but it's just so much. It really populates the waters. It looks amazing. The detail in the actual ships are great. We'll take a closer look, of course, when we get close to our construction site. But yeah, large ships, small ships, all different types of ships. And you can see the weather's also cleared up now that we are out away from land, which is nice. We can see very nicely now. I wasn't too concerned. We are flying with live weather currently. But once we get out here into the ocean, weather's calmed down quite a bit. Still a little bit of wind. You can see if you look at the water, it's kind of glassy, so it's not super windy, which is good, which should make for an easier landing. So a few platforms there. And again, all these ships, you can land on them. You see, as we look back towards land, the visibility gets worse, but out here in the water looks pretty good. Look at that. Look at all of that ship traffic on our left side. It is nuts. It is pretty cool. I love this DLC. It's one of my favorite DLCs that's come out recently. Is this ship pack, and it is really cool. Now, some of these ships are not going to be included in the pack. I do have another add-on. I can't remember what it's called. It's a free one that adds ships and vessels to the world. You're not supposed to have that installed at the same time because it's not technically compatible with Aerosoft's DLC, but you know, I left it in to see what would happen. So far it's okay. Look at that rainstorm over there on our left as well. So you know, when it comes, this is what we're paid for. Wow, look at that. Oh my god, are we going into that? We are going into that. But this is what we're paid for. We're paid to fly into any condition. Look at those double rainbow off our nose. That's pretty amazing. If I zoom in there, you'll see there's the wind farm right off our nose, which looks like it's kind of right behind that rain shaft there. So things might get a little interesting as we approach this wind farm for construction. But hey, as I said, this is what we're paid for. We're paid to transport workers out through any conditions. Sometimes the ships can't come out here, but it's still our job to get the job done. So the relatively shallow depth and the strong winds in the North Sea actually make it an ideal place to generate wind energy. Actually, 8% of the North Sea is now a wind park, if you didn't know, which will actually grow rapidly to 15% pretty soon. The cost is actually crazy. Like now, around 26 billion euros a year is invested into wind farm technology out here in the North Sea. But as these turbines will provide clean and cheap electricity for the UK, Ireland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Denmark, it's an investment with a very low risk. Currently, there's about 256 watts of offshore wind capacity. This will actually grow to 300 gigawatts, or however that is, up in about 2050. They're actually expecting this to provide up to 75% of the energy needed of the surrounding countries. Now look at this as we approach the wind farm, and we are getting rained on just a little bit. And our first stop, as I move my camera over here just a little bit, you can see the wind farms, they're not actually spinning because they're not active yet. At least I don't think so. So I'm gonna turn autopilot off. Basically been cruising for the last 15 minutes. Alright, now autopilot is off. Just gonna make a right turn and show you guys the wind farm here. We got some rain. It's nothing major. Actually, that wind fan right there is actually active and moving, which is pretty interesting. Again, this is a wind farm under construction. You can see there's some like structures that they're going to be placing the wind fans on eventually, but they're not there yet. So right over there is one being made right now, right in front of us. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to head over to the flotel. And we'll drop off our first set of workers there at the flotel. And then we'll pick up some more and head to one of the actual fans. So yeah, that right there is one of the platforms they're going to be using later on. Yeah, thankfully visibility is pretty good still. But pretty cool, man. This is just a piece. Today we're just looking at wind farms, but there's also oil rigs and construction for oil rigs, pipe laying, We may or may not see any of those in this video based on our location, but all those are out here. Various types of ships, rigs, sites are all going on out here. There's big business happening out here. Billion-dollar industry. So that right there ahead of us is that red and white ship. Now this is known as a flotel. I laughed when I first heard of this concept. So basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a hotel on water. And this is where a lot of workers will stay when they're on a site, when they're on a job site. And sometimes you can see there, it'll connect to a structure or a construction site for easy transport for the workers to work there. So that's where we're gonna be landing first. And then, as I said, we'll pick up some people from here and head over to one of the actual wind fans that they're making right now. So first thing I do when I approach one of these platforms on sea is I look at the wind. So look at the windsock there, which is actually pointing right ahead of us, and we'll do our best to land with our nose in the wind. That's the goal. You can see again, this wind fan is not animated yet, but the windsock is, and there's also a little bit of smoke coming off of this I can't even talk. I'm trying to concentrate on landing off of this ship here. So I'm trying to get our speed slowed down. The H-145 is fairly easy helicopter to fly, in my personal opinion. It's even easier than flying the Bell 407 or the Capri, the new helicopters that are now in Microsoft Flight Sim. And I'm using the old H-145 flight model as well. They've come out with a newer one, but the current model wasn't too bad. Alright, so here we go. Try to put on the H.
100 feet.
Come on, baby. Yep, I know. Thank you. Alright, nose is still in the wind. Let's come forward just a tiny bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Alright, bring her down, bring her down. Bring her down. Alright, right there is good. Hover it, hover it, hover it. Alright, control it, control it, control it, control it. Right there should be good. And we're down, baby, with the butter. I can dig it. Alright, so we're gonna, you know what I forgot to do on startup is put that into guard. So we'll put that down into idle. Like so. And we'll pop open the doors for our crew to get out. And then we'll pick up our next set. Okay, door shut, flight idle, close the guard. And let's go ahead and take our crew over to the current wind turbine that's being built right now. Alright, clear for takeoff, let's go. Alright, again, easy on throttle. A little bit of rudder there, and we'll go ahead and kind of ease off to the left. Get away from the ship, and push forward. Very nice model, look at that. Look at that model of the flotel. Yeah, and every ship that they've done has very nice detail on it. Even has a few character models. You can see this little walkway going from the ship to the wind turbine that they're working on. So the one that we're going to be going to is actually going to be over, I believe it's this way. Yep, it's right over here. We'll fly nice and low. Beautiful water. I've always been a big fan of the water in Microsoft Flight Sim. I think it looks great. Love the reflections of the clouds.
100 feet.
Another ship right there next to that turbine. Not sure what that ship does. And there's a Coast Guard that's usually out here watching over the operations, making sure, you know, being nearby and on the call when needed. Alright, this is where we're going to be dropping our workers off here at this partly built turbine. Got some rain as well. Look at that beautiful view. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're gonna circle it. Look at the detail on this thing. Got a crane there that's actually holding one of the I guess, I'm not sure what you call it, one of the propellers of the turbine? Not sure what you call that thing. There's also a bunch more of them on that platform. Very cool. I mean, this is so cool. I mean, like, ships in the distance. I mean, it really populates the waters out here. It really makes it feel alive. So let's circle back around. We'll land on the platform. Again, we can kind of see where that windsock is pointing. So we'll kind of have to loop back and land with our nose facing the opposite direction. Got a little bit of rain, but it's nothing crazy, nothing bad. Beautiful sunset there on the water. Gorgeous. Alright, let's give some power, get ready for landing here. Gonna flip it around. Do my best to stay stable as possible, not get everybody sick. It's very, it seems like a very good form of transport. I mean, most of these platforms and ships have heliports on them. The only other way, obviously, to go between the two, it would be by ship. There is a crew boat, but I just feel like the best way to transport would be via, you know, helicopter. Right. So once we get over the platform, I'm gonna flip it around this way into the wind. Like this. Man, I'm getting pretty good at this. I gotta say so myself. And we're down. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alright, we're up again, and we have just one last stop for this round, and you probably can't even see it. It's right off our left at our 11 o'clock. You'll see it in a little bit. It's back towards the flotel, but a bit farther. It's a tiny speck of light, and it's actually gonna be, well, you'll see when we get there. Okay, and here we are at our final stop. Now, I have to say I don't exactly know what you even call this type of structure or platform. You can see there's fire coming off the top. I'm kind of thinking it might be like a refinery, like an offshore refinery kind of thing. That's my guess, but again, I don't really know. Approaching it, I love the animation of the fire. It looks really cool. I mean, we could see that fire from miles away. It took us about 5 minutes, maybe to fly here, maybe 5-6 minutes to get here. But even from way out, we were able to see that fire, and at night it's even brighter. So all right, let's go ahead and come in for our final landing. Put the wind again off our nose. You can see there's another smaller ship out in the distance. A few smaller ships out here. And if you were to zoom in, there are a few more larger ships way off in the distance. And that's something that I remember even from just being at the beach. Like, I live in Texas, so I'm here near the Gulf of Mexico. Our closest beach is Galveston. And when you go onto the beach in Galveston, you see like tons of ships on the horizon just from the beach. So they're not even that far out. And they're just sitting there. They'll be sitting there for days, just kind of waiting to get into port. And it's kind of the feeling I get with this DLC as well, is as you are, you know, just as soon as you come across the coast out there from Amsterdam area, you start to see ships. And the same thing from other areas if you fly from, like, you know, the UK, stuff like that. So, all right, we're looking pretty good. I got in a decent hover. I'm still working it. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Not too fast though. Let's bring it down. We're working the rudder pedals right now, using the Turtle Beach rudder pedals. Bring it down. And there we go. That'll do. I'll take that. If you're interested in getting this DLC for yourself, it's named Aerosoft Offshore Landmarks. Links will be down in the description. The same for the High Performance Group H-145, one of my favorite helicopters currently in Microsoft Flight Sim. But y'all stay safe out there, and remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video. I'm out. Sheesh.